Rejection. Do you know what? Rejection is protection and redirection. It might not seem so, especially if I'm talking to you and you have just been rejected by a loved one. You're going through divorce. You've been fired from work and all sorts of things. It might not seem so because your world has collapsed. And hey, the sky has fallen. Because your world as you knew it has collapsed. But you know what? There is a blessing right in that rejection. There is a way forward. There is a protection and there is redirection. Because what rejection does is that when you've been rejected, there's growth. Because like it or not, there is growth in pain. When we are in pain, we are undergoing some sort of evolution, to become the better version of ourselves. We have to look at who the person is that has rejected us. We look for the lesson and learn it very, very well. It might not seem possible when you are still caught in that whirlpool. Is it a whirlpool? Whirlpool of pain, but the secret is not to dwell on the pain. The secret is not to dwell on the rejection. The secret to healing is to look for the lesson and learn it very well and move on. Redirect. So what does rejection do? Rejection protects. It gives you protection. And rejection also gives you redirection. And you know what? Let me share a personal story. I mean, we all have been rejected. I, for one, have been rejected, And I mean, I know that, hey, remember that memory. Remember your first love, the one that you were going to drive into the sunset together and live happily ever after. Did it ever happen? Of course not. That's when you suffered your first heartbreak. Even your own parents couldn't protect you from that heartbreak. And you know what? I mean, I remember my first love disappearing, and going off with another girl, and how pained I was, how my world as I knew it was shattered, and I felt so much pain, and I never thought that I would get out of it. It was so dark, in my world was so dark, and I never thought I would get over it. But you know what? I got over it. And you know what? That is basically the protection from it. Because later on, when many years later, I met my so-called soldier, in uniform or in shining armor. My knight in shining armor was going to drive, or who was going to ride with me into the sunset for us to live that happily ever after. When I met him, he was a shadow of the person that I knew. He was not a person that I wanted to be with, And there and then I saw the protection. I knew that God had a better plan for me, and God was protecting me from this, and redirecting me to become a better version of myself. Through that pain came out a strong person, and the redirection happened. I was going straight in a straight line, but I was able to shift, or turn the course of this ship called the Titanic away from danger, and that was me. So basically, we have all suffered rejection one way or another. We've lost loved ones because they've rejected us. We've lost friends because they've rejected us. We've lost the good jobs or jobs that we thought that we desired because they have rejected us or they fired us. It's rejection. But you know what? Whenever you go to look in depth and look for the lesson and look for the protection and look for the redirection, there you will find it. I remember there was this other job that I truly, truly wanted. I really, really wanted that job, and I never got it, But a year or so later, that that company went into serious financial problems, and eventually it went into liquidation. And you know what? The mass converted job that I really wanted was an executive job. It was an executive position, and if I had had it, trust me, I would have been in prison, because I know that I would have signed off, and I probably would have been involved in, not even probably, I know, because it was part of a team, I would have been involved in one way or another. They would have found, because the whole executive was fired, and the whole executive, were charged with fraud and all sorts of things. So who am I to think that out of 10 executives, I was going to be the only one saved, So they lied the protection. They lied the redirection. I redirected myself. I moved on. I got another job, and it led to other opportunities. So that's it, guys. That's the message for today. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe, guys. It will help the channel to grow, and when it grows, this message will reach a lot of people that need it. I love you. Cheers for now.